Hi, welcome to this week's Whiteboard Wednesday. My name is Emir. I'm a software developer at Softhouse, and today I'm going to talk a bit about the HTML Canvas element, how we're using it, what frameworks we're using with it, and some of the problems we overcame when using Canvas in our project. Canvas is an HTML5 element used for rendering graphics, 2D graphics and 3D graphics with the help of WebGL. So Canvas is just like any other element in HTML. You have your screen real estate and you have your canvas element with predefined width and height. Now, the screen real estate that the canvas takes up is yours. You can do whatever you want with it regarding rendering various sorts of graphics. So you can create charts, you can create various animations, even create games. So Canvas is really awesome for creating 2D platformer games. Now, using Canvas on its own is good. You can do a lot of stuff, but using it with a library that kind of abstracts some of the functionality and adds some of its own features is really good because it really quickens the workflow and allows you to do stuff faster and better. So in our case, in our project, we used a framework called Pixi.js, and since it acts as an abstraction on top of Canvas, it adds a lot of its own custom functionality, features. It makes it more optimized and so on. So it's really good to use it when creating games, but in our case, we use it to create a rich application interface. So in our project, we have a certain device that runs a Chromium browser instance. And in this Chromium browser, we're displaying a rich user interface using Pixi.js. We have two different screens. On one of the screens, we're displaying an analog clock. And on the other screen, we're displaying a calendar. So these are not your ordinary analog calendar, clock and calendar. They're actually really featureful. They have lots of nice animations, lots of different ways to display various sorts of data. And it's just one of those things that you can't create or can't find a plugin on your own simply. So we opted to use the Canvas and actually Pixi.js to create these elements. And we actually, everything that we wanted to create, we were able to create it using Canvas, just because it's so good and so extensible and so on. Now, I also want to talk about some of the problems we had when using this Canvas, is because the device this rich interface runs on is pretty limited in memory and CPU power. So we had to be really careful when rendering these two because Canvas is and can be really resource heavy at times. So one of the interesting things we did is to apply an object pool pattern when switching between these two screens. So imagine this stack here, or this is a collection of resources or objects that we have at our disposal. And we create these resources when the application starts. So the overhead of creating the resources when accessing the views is eliminated. And now when I need some of these resources to create the calendar or to create a clock, I simply fetch them from the resource pool or from the object pool. I render the clock, and when we're done with it, I just return the resources so that I can go on to the next screen and render the calendar and so on. This pattern proves to be really useful in managing memory and CPU optimization.